Welcome back, fellow explorers of the esoteric. Today we're diving deep, really deep, into some fascinating stuff from the Law of One.
Oh, yeah, we're going right to the heart of it this time.
We are specifically, we're looking at what Ra calls the Adept's crystalline energy circuit.
Crystalline energy circuit. It's a whole lot more than just a cool name.
Definitely not just a name.
Hmm.
Um, it's this incredible concept, like a sacred spiral of energy that gets activated when someone's doing healing work, like a real, tangible internal structure.
Right, and it's not just, theoretical. It's presented as this very real architecture within us, a potent force. We first encountered this in session 73, if listeners want to follow along.
Session 73, yeah. And the way Rai describes it is so specific. It's not vague energy talk. Like, they literally lay out the path of this energy flow.
They do.
Okay, so this is a crucial part. Ra says, as the green ray center intensifies, you get this double spiral of energy. First spiral, it moves clockwise, starting from the heart center, then up to the right shoulder, through the head, down the right elbow, into the solar plexus, and ends at the left hand.
See, even just hearing that, just picturing that movement in your mind, it sparks so many questions.
It does. And then there's the second part of the circuit, which Ra calls the Great Circle. So it continues, still clockwise from the left hand down to the feet, then up to the right hand, rises to the crown chakra, and then returns to the left hand. It's like, whoa, what's going on here?
It really makes you think, right, about the energetic systems at play, these connections within us. And what's even more interesting is that Ra presents this as more than just chakras, right? It goes beyond that.
It does. This is about, like you said, internal sacred geometry, activated by love, by focused intention. And if we can understand it, well, the implications for our spiritual growth, for healing, for all of it are huge. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to decode this crystalline energy circuit. We'll trace its path step by step, connect it to the chakras, and explore how we can actually feel this flow, maybe even activate it within ourselves. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's dive in. Um, when we think of chakras, we often picture them as these like individual points of energy, right? Like separate hubs.
Yeah, kind of like spinning wheels of energy, each with their own specific role.
Exactly. But what Rez describing here, it's so much more integrated, so much more fluid. It's less about separate points and more about this living architecture of healing, as you called it.
Exactly. A living architecture, constantly in motion, constantly interacting.
So to map this out, we need to go right to the source. Let's look at Rez's exact words. This is from session 73, they say. As the green ray center becomes more brilliant, they say, the energy of the green ray center of the body complex spirals twice. Firstly, clockwise, from the green ray energy center to the right shoulder, through the head, the right elbow, down through the solar plexus, and to the left hand.
Okay, so that's the first part.
Yes, the first part of the movement.
Hmm.
And then to finish this incredible circuit, the Great Circle, as they called it, it continues clockwise, again from the left to the feet, to the right hand, to the crown, to the left hand, and so forth.
That and so forth, it really drives home the point that this isn't a one-time thing. It's this ongoing cycle.
Right, this constant flow.
Yeah.
So let's break it down, step by step. It all begins, Ra makes this very clear, it all begins at the green ray energy center. Now, for those of us who are familiar with the chakra system, that's the heart chakra.
The heart chakra, that center of love, of compassion, of connection to all things.
And the key here, the big takeaway, is that it's love that's the fuel source of this whole energetic process. It all starts with love.
Right, it's not just another chakra in the system. The heart is where it all begins. It's the gateway, the balancing point, the wellspring of the energy that drives this healing spiral.
And, in other sessions, Ra talks about the green ray in such a beautiful way. Like in session 32, they describe it as this center from which universal love radiates its greens and spring forth. It's not just an emotion. It's fundamental energy.
It's the essence of our spiritual being.
It is. So as we're talking about this, as you're listening, maybe take a moment. Just bring your awareness to your heart center. Imagine this gentle green light pulsing there softly. That's the origin of this whole circuit.
That's where the journey begins.
It does. And from there, from the heart, the energy starts to move. It goes up to the right shoulder, through the head, and then down to the right elbow. And this part of the circuit, well, it seems to be working with the masculine, the active polarity of the healer.
Interesting. The right side of the body, yeah, traditionally it's associated with that outward active energy.
Exactly. So here, it's like the healer's will, their focused intention is being channeled. It's directing the love that's coming from the heart. It's a conscious act.
Makes sense, right? You need the clarity of the mind, the strength of the shoulder, the action of the elbow to really focus and direct that love.
You do. And, as we're talking about this, maybe you can even try to visualize it. Picture this stream of light going over your right shoulder, flowing through your mind with clear intention, and then down your arm to your elbow. Like it's ready to be used, directed outwards.
That's a powerful image.
It is. Okay, so then from the elbow, the spiral goes down through the solar plexus. That's the yellow ray center. The seat of our personal power, our self-confidence, our sense of individuality. It's fascinating that the spiral passes through here.
Right. It's not the starting point, it's not the ending point of this first loop, but it's a key point along the way. And, Ra talks about how important it is to purify the yellow ray, to humble the ego, to align our personal will with the will to serve others.
Yeah, that's a crucial step in spiritual growth.
It is. And when we think about the solar plexus, it governs so much of how we interact with the world. Our boundaries, our actions, our sense of self in relation to others.
So it's like the energy passing through the solar plexus, it's like it's being refined, it's being aligned with the loving intention of the heart. It's ensuring that the power we express comes from a place of service, not ego.
Exactly. The solar plexus governs how that love from the heart manifests in the world.
So we've traveled from the heart to the shoulder, the head, the elbow,
Mm.
and now down to the solar plexus. And finally, the first loop of this spiral ends at the left hand.
The left hand, the receiving hand, often associated with the feminine, the receptive polarity.
And Ray actually confirms this directly.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, in session 66, they say, the left hand receives the universal energy, the right hand gives it.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, the energy pauses, it gathers, it receives its cosmic energy before it goes on to the great circle.
Like it's taking a breath, preparing for the next part of the journey.
Exactly. So that's the first loop, heart to right shoulder, head, right elbow, solar plexus, left hand. But remember, this is a double loop. It doesn't end there.
Right. The energy keeps flowing. It has to complete the circuit.
It does. So from the left hand, it goes down to the feet, then up to the right hand, up to the crown chakra at the top of the head, and then back to the left hand.
Completing the circle.
It's like the energy gets channeled, focused through the upper body, then grounds through the feet, comes back up through the giving hand, connects with higher consciousness at the crown, and then cycles back to that receiving hand, ready to start again.
It's incredible, this continuous flow, this interconnectedness. It highlights the holistic nature of healing, that it's not just about one part of us, it's about the whole system working together.
It is. And what's so amazing is how these two loops, they weave together, like a figure eight, an infinity symbol, but made of energy flowing through the Adept's body. It transforms them into like a crystalline conduit, pure love and light, constantly spiraling, just like, the infinite nature of the creator itself.
Wow. It's beautiful. It really paints a picture of the Adept as this dynamic energy being powered by love, radiating outwards.
It does. Okay, so now that we have this map, this incredible map of the energy flow, the next question is, how do we activate this circuit? How do we tap into this power?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And Ra is pretty clear that it takes more than just knowing the path. It's not enough to just understand it intellectually.
Right. It's not just book knowledge.
No. Activating this circuit, it requires tuning, dedicated practice, and most importantly, a conscious choice of polarity, a commitment to being of service to others.
That makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
You're not just trying to manipulate energy. It's about preparing yourself, becoming a clear vessel for this intelligent energy, this love that we've been talking about.
Right. And Radha's talks a lot about this idea of tuning, both tuning yourself and tuning a group if you're working with others.
Tuning, yeah. And fundamentally, it's about refining our desire to serve others, making that the primary focus, really putting our hearts into it.
It's not about being perfect, right? It's about the sincerity of our desire to be helpful, to be of service.
Exactly. And there's so many ways to approach this tuning, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, meditation is a big one, right? Just quieting the mind, focusing the intention, prayer, connecting to something greater than ourselves, even things like spending time in nature, listening to uplifting music, anything that helps to align us with love, with a desire to serve.
Yeah. All those things can help us to shift our inner state, to get on that right frequency, so to speak. And, it's interesting, Rav's own group, they were very dedicated to this practice of tuning before each session. They used meditation, and they would invoke what they called the Circle of One.
The Circle of One, interesting. What was that for?
Well, it was a way to both harmonize their individual energies and to create this protective field,
Mm.
to ensure that their connection was clear and their intentions were pure,
Mm.
like they were taking it very seriously.
Which makes sense given the power they were working with. And beyond tuning, Rhea also emphasizes the purification of the personality. They use this term crystallize to describe someone who's reached a certain level of spiritual development.
Crystallized, yeah. And what that really means is they've refined their energy. They've let go of ego so that the love and light can flow through them without distortion.
They become clear
They
channels.
do. And I love how they describe this crystallized being. It's like their energetic structure is so ordered, so refined. There's no personal will getting in the way. They're completely surrendered to the Creator, to serving others.
It's a beautiful image. And it speaks to the idea that true healing, true service comes from a place of selflessness.
It does. So it's not about trying to control the outcome. It's about surrendering to the flow of love and light, trusting that it knows where to go.
Trusting that the universe has our back.
It does. And, a helpful practice for all of us as we're exploring this is to ask ourselves, where am I holding on too tightly? Where am I attached to my own agenda? Can I let go? Can I surrender to the flow of love?
That's a powerful question. And it leads us to this crucial concept of polarity. Ra is very clear that the choice to live in service to others, it's not just a moral thing. It's like a spiritual law.
It's like a force, right? Almost like an electromagnetic force that actually activates this whole crystalline energy circuit.
Exactly. And Ra talks about how blockages in our energy centers, they can often be traced back to our actions, to choices that were rooted in selfishness rather than service.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does. And the key to restoring that balance, to clearing those blockages, is what they call an unstudied, spontaneous, and honest response to each moment. Which, when you think about it, it's all about living in service, isn't it?
It is. It's about choosing love and compassion in every interaction, both with ourselves and with others.
It's a daily practice, checking in with ourselves, asking, am I offering love in this moment? Am I responding with honesty and compassion?
Exactly.
Um,
Because that's what fuels the circuit, that consistent choice to serve.
So to activate this incredible circuit within us, we need that combination of things, the intention, the preparation through tuning and purification, and then that fundamental commitment to serving others. It's an active engagement with love and light.
It is. And this brings us to a really crucial point, I think. The adept, the healer, they don't actually do the healing.
What they don't.
Nope. They become the environment in which healing can occur.
Whoa, okay, that's a big shift in perspective. So it's not about fixing someone, it's about creating the space for them to heal themselves.
Exactly. It's about being a facilitator, a conduit, a clear channel. And Russ says so perfectly. They say, and I'm quoting here, the healer does not heal. The crystallized healer is a channel for intelligent energy which offers an opportunity to the one to be healed to reach a place of healing within itself.
An opportunity to reach a place of healing within itself. That's so profound.
Isn't it? It highlights that the power to heal resides within each of us. The adept simply helps to create the conditions, the environment for that inner healing to be accessed.
To be awakened.
Exactly. And to understand this even more deeply, I think it's helpful to look at the distinction that Ra makes between what they call intelligent energy and intelligent infinity. Intelligent infinity, that's the unmanifested source, the pure potential of all creation.
Like the source code of the universe, the blueprint.
Right. And then intelligent energy, that's the active force, the love and light that animates everything, that gives it form.
So the adept, with their tuned and open heart, they act as a bridge between these two.
They do. They draw down this active, intelligent energy from the infinite potential of intelligent infinity.
And Ra tells us that the heart of intelligent energy is love, and the nature of intelligent infinity is unity. So it all comes back to love. Always back to love.
It does. So when the adept activates this circuit, they're essentially drawing this love and light through their heart, and they're offering it as this healing frequency to the person seeking help. It's not their personal energy, it's the Creator's love flowing through them.
And that's why it's so important to be clear, to be purified, so that the energy can flow freely without distortion.
Absolutely. And, it makes healing a kind of co-creation, doesn't it? Like the Creator offers the love and light freely, unconditionally. But the person who needs healing, they have to be open to it. They have to be willing to make changes to do their part.
It's like the adept is that warm, inviting fire, offering its warmth and light. But the person seeking healing, they have to choose to come closer, to sit by the fire, to receive that warmth.
Such a beautiful analogy. So the adept's role is really about preparation, about Cultivating that unshakable will, that deep faith, that unconditionally open heart, they become a pure conduit, allowing the Creator's love and light to flow, to do its work, to awaken that remembrance of wholeness within the other person.
So powerful. And I think we've reached a point where it would be really helpful to offer a brief guided practice
Yeah.
to help our listeners connect with this concept of becoming the environment for healing.
I agree. A little experiential exploration. So if you're comfortable, wherever you are, just gently close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath, and as you exhale, release any tension you might be holding. Now, bring your awareness to your heart center. Imagine a soft green gold light glowing there, expanding with each breath. Feel that light begin to spiral outwards, gently encompassing your whole being. And now, either silently or aloud, say to yourself, I am the environment for healing. Release the need to do anything, to control anything. Just be present. Be the space where healing can occur.
Just being, just holding that space. And as you rest in that awareness, let's shift our focus for a moment to something really fascinating. The geometric patterns that are reflected in the circuit, the way that this internal flow of energy mirrors the structure of the cosmos itself.
It's incredible, isn't it? When Ra talks about the double spiral, the great circle of energy moving through the Adept, it's like they're describing this fundamental geometric form, the torus.
The torus. Imagine a donut shape. Energy flowing in at one pole, circulating around the center and flowing out the other pole. It creates this continuous self-sustaining loop.
Mhm.
And it's exactly what Ra's describing with this double spiral.
Exactly. The first spiral going from the heart up and down the right side, ending at the left hand. And then the second spiral, the great circle, rotating back up through the body. It's like this torus of energy enveloping the Adept.
It is. And this suggests that the Adept, they're not just creating some random energy flow, they're aligning themselves with these fundamental patterns of the universe, amplifying their potential for healing, for connection.
And, while Ra doesn't use the word torus, when they talk about the great circle in constant rotation, it really points to this idea of a self-contained energetic field.
Right, and what's amazing is that the torus, this shape, it's everywhere in nature. It's the magnetic field of the heart, the Earth's magnetic field, even the structure of galaxies. It's this fundamental pattern of energy flow.
It's everywhere. And then there's the figure eight, the infinity symbol. The initial loop of Ra's spiral, it so closely resembles that shape, crossing the body and coming back. And, that symbol represents balance, continuity, the interconnectedness of seemingly opposite forces.
It speaks to that core principle of the law of one, right? Seeing the creator in everything, in everyone, recognizing that we're all part of this one unified whole.
We are. And the figure eight, it captures that beautifully. The giving and receiving, the continuous flow with no beginning and no end. It's all there in that initial spiral.
And then there's this other geometric shape that comes to mind, the Merkaba.
The Merkaba, yes. Now, Ra doesn't use that term specifically, but when they describe the spinning energy fields, the energy centers with their crystalline structures, this radiant energy body, it all points in that direction.
It does. And in later sessions, when Ra describes these energy centers in more developed beings, they talk about the distinctive crystalline structure of the blue, indigo, and violet centers. These intricate geometric forms, they totally align with the idea of the Merkaba as a very precise, very dynamic field of light.
So it seems like the Adept, through their spiritual work, through activating this crystalline energy circuit, they're not just channeling energy. They're embodying these cosmic geometric principles. They're becoming walking, talking representations of the universal structure.
That's a wild thought. Maybe we could do another quick visualization to help our listeners connect with this geometric aspect of the circuit.
Yeah, let's do that. Gently close your eyes again. Bring your awareness back to that figure eight flow of energy within you, starting at your heart, moving up and around, and then returning. Now, picture that figure eight expanding in all directions, rotating, becoming this three-dimensional torus of radiant light, surrounding you completely. And finally, imagine yourself at the center of this torus, a radiant star tetrahedron of light. Your Merkaba, a vessel of sacred geometry, in constant motion. Feel the resonance of those cosmic patterns within your own being. Amazing. Okay, so we've mapped the circuit, we've explored the geometry. Now let's get practical. How can we actually activate this in our lives?
Right. This isn't just theory. It's about putting this knowledge into practice, experiencing it for ourselves.
It is. So let's look at some simple techniques inspired by Ra's teachings that can help us tap into this flow of energy.
And one of the most fundamental yet powerful tools we have is our breath. Ra talked a lot about tuning, and conscious breathing is a key way to harmonize our energy.
It is. It's like our own personal tuning fork. So let's do a simple 3-breath practice together. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly and fully through your mouth, releasing any tension. Repeat that 2 more times, just focusing on the breath, centering yourself in your heart space.
Beautiful. And with that centered awareness, we can revisit the visualization of the crystalline energy circuit, really feel it this time.
Okay, picture that luminous green-gold light emanating from your heart center. Feel it spiraling upwards, moving to your right shoulder, flowing with clarity across your head, and then down your right arm to your elbow. Trace its path as it goes down through your solar plexus, that center of power and will, and then see it settle gently into your left hand. You've completed the first loop. Now from your left hand, see the light going down towards your feet, grounding your energy. Then back up through your right hand, up to your crown chakra, connecting you to that higher wisdom. And finally, the light returns to your left hand, completing the circle. Feel this whole circuit as a continuous flow, a torus of light surrounding you completely.
It's a powerful image, isn't it? And to really amplify this flow, to solidify it, we can use the power of intention. We can consciously choose to align ourselves with service to others.
Yes. So take a moment now, in your own space, and either out loud or silently, state your intention. Say something like, I am a clear and open conduit of love and light. I offer myself in service to the one infinite creator and to all beings who seek healing and wholeness. That simple statement, it's like an energetic contract. It opens us up to the flow.
It does. It sets our intention, and that's so important in any kind of spiritual work. And if you're someone who enjoys structured practice, Ra shared a beautiful ritual for protection and alignment that they called walking the circle of one.
Oh yeah, walking the circle of one. It's a wonderful practice. It's grounding. It's simple. So you start by picturing yourself surrounded by this sphere of pure white light, protective, purifying. Then, either physically or in your mind's eye, walk in a circle, clockwise, around your space. At each of the 4 directions, north, east, south, and west, pause and say, I walk the circle of one. All is one. I serve the one infinite creator in love and light. It's a great way to start your day or to end it, to center yourself, to connect to that oneness.
To ground your energy.
Yes. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to encourage everyone listening to pay attention to their own experience, to be mindful of what they feel as they work with these practices.
That's so important.
It is. And a great way to do this is to keep a crystalline healing journal. After you do any of these practices, write down what you felt, what you saw, any emotions that came up. Did the energy flow easily, or were there any blockages? It helps you to understand your own unique energetic makeup, your personal connection to the circuit within you.
Like mapping your own inner landscape.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the more you pay attention, the more you'll understand how this incredible system works. And remember, you are the circuit. You've always been the circuit. There's no separation, no lack of worthiness. You are the living embodiment of the Creator's love and light.
You are that crystalline geometry made manifest. And Ross said it so beautifully in session 1. You are everything, every being, every emotion, every event. You are unity. You are infinity. You are love light, light love. You are.
Wow. And as you go about your day, take a moment to picture that green light spiral flowing out from your heart into the world, touching everything, and then returning to you in this eternal loop of love. Trust your intuition. Trust your experience. If this resonated with you, there's a reason for it.
Stay open, stay radiant, stay connected to that infinite possibility within you. And never forget, you are the love, you are the light, you are the one.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.